Morning, everybody. So, Energy and Sustainability Manager for the Celtic Collection, 30 odd years. I've been in post for 2.5 of those. So, there's a legacy. So, my role is to make sure that those 30 years continue. So, that I'm just going to talk you through the journey so far, what we're doing today, where we're going, and will we get there, and who can help us get there. So, journey so far. So, since 1995, we started with, because we've got a number of hotels, but we've also got championship golf courses. And it was the golf courses was where it pretty much started with sustainable practices. But over time, we've started to improve and basically dig in deeper into the business to understand where the larger impacts come from and also where we need to make positive effect within the business. And one of the things that helped us do that was adopting an environmental management system, which is Green Dragon Level 3. Because a system is a system, but a system allows you to basically build a roadmap to basically getting where you need to go. We started with the Green Dragon Level 3 in 2005, but we've just achieved Green Dragon Level 4 last year, okay? We'll be doing a lot of things that a lot of people are already doing, okay? But we also try to pick up things that are unique to ourselves. Okay, so since 2017, we've reduced our Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions by 58%. Our water, we've reduced by 42%, okay? 20% electricity, 17% gas reduction over 5 years. We've recycled in 2022, 63.5%, okay, of the waste that basically is generated within the business. 1,300 colleagues have been trained in sustainable practices. Our environmental management system is a guide that says we will do these things on a daily basis. But for those objectives to work and those targets, to achieve those targets, we require a lot of help from a lot of people. Okay? Effectively, it doesn't work without people because people are the ones that uphold the standard. Okay, so what are we doing today? So from an energy and sustainability perspective, we monitor and target on a regular basis. We don't just monitor and target, we report those findings back into the business on a monthly basis, okay? There's a heavy focus on people. We created within the business 15 working groups. So what we've done is we've passed on a lot of responsibility to building custodians. So because they're the ones that see the operations on a daily basis, they know where those areas of improvement exist. When it comes to our infrastructure, okay, we have a PPM system. So that's looking after the equipment that you currently have, okay? You've got to do that because one, it basically makes sure that the equipment retains its efficiency, okay? It saves you money because you're not having to replace that equipment well before its time. And then sustainable purchasing. That is a big part of our business, and it sits. So there is one of the working groups is purchasing department. It is their role to make sure that we are buying, with our help, my help, that we're buying the most efficient equipment that is out there in the market possible. Okay, but also one of the biggest challenges within the hospitality is plastic. Okay, there's a lot of plastic being bought. So it's our purchasing team's responsibility to try and reduce the amount of single-use plastics that comes into the business. Where are we going? How do we get there? So net zero show, and it is net zero. Okay, the difficulty with getting to net zero in the hospitality industry is the fact that for us, no two properties are the same. Okay. So you have to be very agile when you look at each individual building. So if you look at, let's say, the Celtic Manor Resort, we're fortunate to sit on a large body of land. So we have pockets of available land whereby we can site large heat pumps if needed, okay, also PV, solar PV. Not every one of our properties has the ability to adopt the technologies that are available to us. But one of the things that we look at, so a lot of people talk about offsetting. For us, we've got a very strong appetite to doing everything that is possible, okay, before offsetting comes around. Basically he's even a conversation for us. Okay, and one of the reasons for that is because our clients in the last 2 years, we were getting inquiries from incoming clients for events. They would have pretty much given us a half-page document on certain questions. That document now has grown. It's probably grown to about 10 pages long. But it's not just that those questions have grown in size, but those questions are far more intense and the far more educated questions that are coming from the client. Clients will they will look at you as a venue, and they will not. They don't. Whether you have the correct credentials or not will determine whether you get their event. Okay, and that is starting to come with clients and visitors and guests, etc. So, as I mentioned, we will try and achieve all of the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals, and that is why an environmental management system is valuable, because it will allow you to achieve all of the criteria that you see in front of you and more. Okay, so it'll allow you to look at your emissions, your energy management. It'll allow you to look at your scope 3, which will basically affect your supply chain. But also, from our perspective, the environmental management system gives us the ability to have a positive impact on absolutely everybody and anybody that comes into contact with us as a business. Okay, because effectively, what we do, okay, our legacy will support your legacy. Okay, so even if you haven't started your journey, at some point, having a relationship with somebody that does have a legacy or has some history will have an impact on you, and that's what we try and do with it as an organisation. We like to see our clients, our guests, walk away with the mindset that it's their responsibility. Who can help? Absolutely everyone. That's how messy it looks. That's pretty much a picture of my mind on a daily basis. Okay, so I'm here spinning one plate based on what I've got now. I'm also spinning another plate based on what I now need to basically bring into the business once I'm replacing that piece of equipment or that strategy. And then also I've got another plate way over in the distance based on the technology that is about to come in and the strategy that I will need to adopt moving forward to get us to net zero. Okay, so all of these things, I'm one person, and that is why the working groups are valuable. Okay, because the working groups. So from our perspective, sustainability is part of our everyday business, but it also we impress upon all of our colleagues that it should be in their DNA. Okay, so we take it right the way back to what they do at home. Okay, their responsibility wherever they go will have an impact. Whatever they do, it will have an impact regardless. Okay, so my role is to impart upon them the need for them to be more responsible. Okay, and it has worked. Okay, so one of the reasons why we achieved level 4 for our environmental management system was because the auditor went off, he spoke to staff, and they all understood it. They knew where all the documentation was. So in terms of the practices and the standards, it was delivered into the business. So that helped us achieve the level 4 standard. And that is not going to change. Okay, behavioural change is massive. Yes, there's still a lot of investment that is required. Okay, sustainability is not cheap. That's been mentioned before. Okay, but it does have a massive value. Okay, to you as a business, to you as an individual. Again, so our clients are looking at us and others within the industry are looking at us to lead the way. But also our staff members, our colleagues are also looking for us to be environmentally responsible. So that is pretty much never going to stop. And that's 30 years plus another 30 plus another 30. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. That's me. Thank you.